Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is September 11th, 2018. And now the News at Noon.
According to the Cortez Journal, one of two babies delivered prematurely after a deadly collision between a semi-truck and a commercial bus in New Mexico last month has died. University of New Mexico Hospital spokesman Luke Frank confirmed Monday the death of a pediatric patient, but would not give any more details. An update posted on a GoFundMe page for the family of Christy Westerdale, who gave birth because of injuries suffered in the crash, to a boy and a girl, announced the girl's death. The family says Jordan Rose died Thursday. The boy remains hospitalized. Westerdale, who was 7 months pregnant, and her boyfriend were on the bus August 30th heading to California. Her 4-year-old daughter was also on board. The newborn's death brings the number of victims killed in the crash to 9. 2 children and 1 adult injured in the crash were still hospitalized Monday, according to Frank. He said 1 child is in critical condition, the other 2 are listed in satisfactory or stable condition.
Reported in the Journal, the lightning-caused East Canyon fire about 6 miles south of Mancos has reached about 1 acre in size. The fire was reported Monday to the Durango Interagency Dispatch Center and is just west of the Montezuma-La Plata County line in the East Canyon drainage, according to a press release from Chris Ashburn of the Bureau of Management's Tres Rios field office. The resources on scene include a hot shot and hand crew, 2 fire engines, and 2 helicopters, Ashburn said. Single-engine air tankers applied retardant around the fire, and fire managers have placed 3 fire engines in the Cherry Creek area as a precautionary measure. No structures or private property were in immediate danger. Smoke may remain visible as firefighters work to contain the fire. The public is asked to avoid the fire area. Meanwhile, the Montezuma County Board of Commissioners on Monday lifted its countywide fire ban after Cortez Fire Protection District Chief Jay Balfour said lower temperatures and increased humidity have decreased fire risk. The ban, which prohibited open fires and use of firecrackers, had been in place since April 16th because of drought conditions and local wildfires. The Tres Rios field office of the Bureau of Land Management and the San Juan National Forest lifted their fire bans in July. Mesa Verde National Park lifted the fire ban on September 6th. Montezuma County remains in the exceptional drought category, the worst level according to the U.S. Drought Monitor.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo of the suspect, law enforcement agencies in the Four Corners are searching for a Durango man accused of holding 6 people hostage, 5 of whom were children, in a car chase with police last week. Carlos Alirez, a man with ties to San Juan County, New Mexico, is considered at large and dangerous after he fled on foot Friday from police. Durango Police Commander Ray Shoup said the department has completed an arrest warrant for Alirez and issued an attempt to locate to all law enforcement agencies in Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. Alirez is wanted on suspicion of kidnapping, eluding, child abuse, and domestic abuse. Colorado State Patrol tried to stop a white sedan early Friday, but the vehicle fled from police. While chasing the sedan, officers learned the driver, believed to be Alirez, allegedly kidnapped his wife and 5 children. Police later found the white sedan with a woman and 5 children in it, all of whom were unharmed.
From the Durango Herald, photos Jerry McBride in the Herald. More than a half dozen residents and businesses have filed a lawsuit against the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, accusing it of starting the 416 fire that scorched 54,129 acres of mostly U.S. Forest Service land. The lawsuit, filed last Friday in 6th Judicial District Court in Durango, contends that the 416 fire, which sparked June 1st, about 10 miles north of Durango, was started by burning material emitted from a coal engine that travels along the 50-mile route from Durango to Silverton. The lawsuit also names Al Harper, owner of the railroad. Quote, by filing this lawsuit, plaintiffs, as guardians of Durango and Silverton history, seek to safeguard the natural beauty of the San Juan National Forest and protect future generations from devastating wildfires that can be avoided through the exercise of due care and diligence, the lawsuit says. Plaintiffs say that the company and its owner knew or should have known of the drought conditions that existed at the time the fire started. The company did work to prevent this possibility. The train has its own firefighting tactics, such as having pop cars with water tankers follow a train to extinguish small fires and a helicopter to tackle fires from the air. But plaintiffs say the railway operator was not equipped to extinguish this blaze. It had just laid off its veteran crew of firefighters at the beginning of the year. The lawsuit states and replaced them with, quote, employees much less experienced in fire mitigation and firefighting techniques. Fire crews were unable to put down the fire because they were insufficiently trained by the defendant and or because the firefighting equipment provided on the pop car was wholly insufficient to appropriately respond to the fire, end quote, attorneys wrote in the lawsuit. The amount of dry material, which had not been cut in years, near where the fire started, and the crew's, quote, lack of experience and inadequate equipment caused the fire to spread beyond control, the lawsuit alleges. Plaintiffs assert that fire mitigation techniques like removing dead and dying foliage, following the coal train with a diesel-powered water tanker, employing more diesel engines during the dry summer months, or replacing the coal-powered train with diesel engines altogether were not used by the company. Harper, chairman and CEO of the railroad, said he could not comment on the lawsuit because he hasn't been served and there has been no official proclamation of the cause of the fire as yet. The lawsuit was filed by local law firm Duthie, Savastano, Brungard, and statewide trial firm Berg, Simpson, Eldridge, Hirsch, and Jardine. Plaintiffs include the Lawrence M. Cohen Family Trust, Ryan Patrick Davis, a.k.a. Hermosa Creek Grill, Blanche L. Toon, Westerly RV Park LLC, Brian D. Liddell, Eileen K. Liddell, Colorado Outback Adventures LLC, Leonard Westman, Magdalena Westman, and Keith Harper. The Forest Service, which is responsible for investigating the cause of the 416 fire, has not determined what started the blaze, although it intends to issue a ruling late fall or early winter. The Colorado State Attorney General is expected to review the report before it is released. The civil case has yet to be accepted by the 6th Judicial District Court, an action that attorney Bobby Duthie, who represents the interests of Durango residents and businesses, said could happen within the next couple of days. Duthie said he's convinced the fire was started by the train based on interviews he's conducted with people who witnessed the fire start. There was an eyewitness who saw the fire start, and it was on the hillside right as the train was coming up the tracks, Duthie said. They, the plaintiffs, want compensation and damages for the property that has been damaged. That's all. Plaintiffs say railway operators carelessly disregarded the known risk of fire inherent in operation of its vintage locomotives. No homes were burned in the fire, but it did close U.S. Highway 550 for several days and shrouded the region in smoke for more than a month. The 416 fire burned for 61 days before it was contained July 31st, when much of the fire in hard-to-reach areas was extinguished without human intervention.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, recent data shows methamphetamine use made a deadly comeback across Colorado last year. The Gazette reports figures from the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment show meth ranked among the fastest growing drugs in fatalities in the state from 2016 to 2017. The rise in meth deaths helped push Colorado's drug fatalities above 1,000 in 2017. For the first time on record, hundreds more than the state's traffic death tolls for the year. But heroin still ranks as the top cause of fatal overdoses in the state. Data says Colorado had 560 opioid-related deaths last year. State Health Department records show 1,012 people died of accidental overdoses statewide last year, 100 more than in 2016. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The national map shows rains moving down from Canada across the Pacific Northwest, bringing that low pressure down into the Intermountain West, where a high pressure system is sliding further south today. Some scattered rains from New Mexico up through Nebraska across to Minnesota also occurring, dry through the central U.S. across to the Great Lakes and Rust Belt. And then there is that low pressure from Texas up to New England, providing for wet conditions as the southeast braces for Hurricane Florence, now at Category 4. It most likely will impact the Carolinas and the Mid-Atlantic region, with expected accumulations of 15 to 20 inches of rain resulting in flooding conditions. In our region, weak thunderstorms are possible over a few of the higher peaks from the eastern San Juan to the Elks to Gore Range today. Lightning and brief gusty winds are the main threat. Critical fire weather conditions will occur over portions of eastern Utah and northwest Colorado today as dry and windy conditions develop. Increasing winds and dry conditions will lead to elevated fire weather concerns in the afternoon hours through at least Thursday. And the local 5-day outlook. Today, sunny with a high near 83. South-southwest winds 10 to 15 with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Tonight, clear with a low around 52. South-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 82 and breezy with a south-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour on Wednesday. And then in the evening, clear with a low around 53. South-southeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts to 25. Thursday, sunny again with a high near 80. South-southwest winds 10 to 15 miles with gusts as high as 25. Thursday night, clear with a low around 52. And Friday, sunny with a high near 81. Friday night, clear with a low around 53. Saturday, sunny with a high near 82. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 54. And Sunday, sunny with a high near 82. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 53. So this morning, southwest of Dove Creek, we had a mini downpour at 8 a.m. That wasn't on the outlook, but any water will take at this point. Here's a photo posted from Rick Gersh at the Gibson Valley boat launch on the Dolores River over the weekend. Should be some nice weather for getting outdoors and enjoying our beautiful fall the rest of the week and over this coming weekend. Even with the fire ban lift in Montezuma, conditions are still dry, so be careful out there. And now, back to the news.
Reported by the Durango Herald with a photo by the CDC from the AP. New England's hot summer might be helping keep the ticks that carry Lyme disease at bay. The northeastern states, which are some of the worst for Lyme in the U.S., posing a hazard to residents and vacationers alike, are still totaling the number of Lyme cases from the summer months, and there will likely be more in the fall. But preliminary indicators show the disease abating, and public health authorities are finding fewer deer ticks, state officials and researchers said. In Maine, there had been a steady annual growth of Lyme cases, including a jump of 23% to more than 1,850 last year. But the Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention said Lyme cases for May, June, and July were below long-term averages. Those are major months for incidence of the disease. The arachnids have more difficulty surviving in hot and dry weather, said Charles Lubelshik, a field biologist with the Maine Medical Center Research Institute in Scarborough, Maine. Maine has had a steamy summer, with Portland experiencing the hottest August on record, and rainfall has been less than normal in many places. It's possible the ticks have not died because they have the ability to hunker down and survive in less than ideal conditions, Lubelshik said. States will have a better idea after the fall, which can also be a bad season for Lyme infections. But this summer, communities from Connecticut to Vermont are reporting fewer ticks. New Hampshire had more than 1,800 cases last year and only about 400 at the midway point of this year. It's possible that the drought at the end of last summer killed a lot of ticks that should have appeared this spring, said Sam Telford III, a professor of infectious disease and global health at Tufts University.
From the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, Southwest Colorado Fire and Aviation Management Unit plans to conduct a prescribed burn in the Rabbit Mountain project area within the Tres Rios Field office as early as September 14th or as future conditions allow. The Rabbit Mountain project, located 5 miles northwest of Bayfield, Colorado, is designed to maintain previous mechanical fuels treatments, restore and maintain ecosystem health, and decrease surface fuel loading to reduce wildfire risk. The prescribed burn will treat about 286 acres of ponderosa pine, pinyon juniper woodlands, and mountain shrub when completed. A detailed burn plan outlines the parameters for prescribed burns. In order to ensure control of the burn and minimize the potential smoke impacts to local communities, we must meet specific criteria for weather conditions and air quality, said Ian Barrett, BLM Fire Management Specialist. This project site is located about 1 mile from subdivision, which makes it crucial to ensure an ideal outcome for this burn. Recent large fires in the area demonstrate the need for projects like this to help protect our communities from the risk of a catastrophic fire. Due to dry conditions this year, we are carefully measuring live and dead fuels on site, monitoring conditions with a portable weather station, and waiting for additional moisture to continue to moderate the burn area. If conditions allow, we will take advantage of the opportunity to help reduce the risk to adjacent private lands and make our wildlands more resilient, end quote. The BLM has obtained a smoke permit from the Colorado State Air Pollution Control Division, identifying atmospheric conditions conditions under which the burn can be implemented. The smoke permit ensures that the BLM is burning under the most favorable conditions to minimize impacts to the community while still burning enough of the excess fuels to be effective in reducing the threat to nearby landowners. Prescribed fire smoke may affect your health. For more information, you can visit colorado.gov. And this prescribed burn may take multiple days to complete once initiated and will be monitored throughout the process for public safety. Smoke may be visible in the area for several days as well as vegetation in the interior continues to smolder. However, most of the smoke will lift and dissipate during the warmest parts of the day.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with a photo by Jeremy McBride with the Herald. Inmates at the La Plata County Jail are assisting in a new service to help bring sandbags to residents whose homes are at risk of flooding from heavy rains on the 416 fire burn scar. La Plata County Sheriff Sean Smith said the sandbag filling service is part of the jail's trustees service in which trusted inmates can earn time off their sentence for work. We've had a trustee program for a very long time. Inmates work in the jail doing laundry, preparing food, and cleaning the floors, and we saw this as another opportunity to use the program to help out the community. Smith said trustees are nonviolent offenders who have earned the trust of jail officials to participate in the program, and trustees are always under supervision of deputies while they are working. Work done by trustees more familiar to the public would be trash removal from their sides of roads and highways. Trustees have also been used to clean up at vacated homeless camps, he said. Soil damaged in a wildfire can no longer absorb water, so when it rains there is an increased chance of flooding, mudslides, and debris flow. This has been the case for residents north of Durango whose homes are below and in the path of drainages up in the mountains that burned in June and July during the 416 fire. Rainstorms over the past few weeks have created mudslides and flooding that have extensively damaged property. It is a problem that could last years. Sergeant Ed Aber said the sheriff's office has been working to get sandbags to residents for the past couple of weeks.
From the Journal, file photo. Southwest Rural Philanthropy Days will be held in Cortez this year on September 12th through the 14th. The sold-out conference provides information, networking, and professional training sessions for community organizations that rely on fundraising and grants to operate. 35 workshops and sessions will be offered, and 70 presenters have been scheduled. Other activities give participants time to network and learn what their colleagues are doing in other areas of the Southwest. About 370 people plan to attend, said event organizer Christy Smith. The goal of the conference is to increase access to resources to support sustainable rural nonprofits and encourage collaboration on a regional scale, Smith said. Local nonprofits meet one-on-one with funders from the Front Range and from the region. Sessions will focus on grant writing, building boards, ballot measures, messaging, surveys, fundraising, logic models for government grants, and more. A presentation will be given on the results of the Southwest Colorado Nonprofit Economic Impact Statement. In one exercise, grant seekers will get immediate feedback from potential grant makers. Each grant seeker will have 2 minutes to give a pitch in speed dating style conversations with grant makers. Grant makers will then provide immediate feedback. Cortez volunteers will provide tours of local attractions to attendees from out of town. A reception and tour of Crow Canyon Archaeological Center also will be provided. A new feature will be the Southwest Regional Town Hall, in which small groups of community leaders and nonprofit professionals will discuss the strengths and assets of Southwest Colorado. Participants leave feeling motivated and ready to establish new partnerships and discover key opportunities, Smith said. Southwest Rural Philanthropy Days, or RPD, serves Archuleta, Dolores, La Plata, Montezuma, and San Juan counties. According to the organizers' post on Facebook, the conference is scheduled to take place at the Cortez Recreation Center from 1 to 8:30 p.m. Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. Friday. And that's why the News at Noon won't be broadcasting Wednesday and Thursday, as I'll be attending this conference, and Kelsey will be involved with the monthly Dolores County Food Care and Share Service, which is food distribution to anyone in need at the VFW this Friday after the Friday after the second Wednesday of every month.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of September 3rd through the 9th. Took a report of a lost mule in the Rico area. Report of vandalism to a vehicle's tires near Groundhog. Officers are investigating. An ATV was reported to be driving recklessly in town. The drivers were contacted and given a warning. A fire was reported east of where the Plateau Fire had been by Benchmark and Long Draw. Durango Interagency is handling the management of this fire. A dispute was reported in town. An officer contacted the parties involved. took a report of a mobile home illegally moved from Rico. Officers are investigating. A blue heeler was reported missing near the Overlook. A field near Cajon was reported to be flooding. The owner was contacted. A car versus deer accident was reported on Highway 491 near mile marker 59. CDOT was notified. A semi versus deer accident was reported on the highway near the Dinner Bell. An officer responded and CDOT was notified. Animal control was called to remove a dead fawn from the intersection of Main Street and Highway 491. A lost Cairn Terrier was reported to be lost in town. Animal control was contacted. A small white dog was wandering around the superette. Animal control was contacted. A dead buck was reported on Highway 491 just east of town. DOW and CDOT were notified. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. The Dolores County Development Corporation, or DCDC, holds their monthly meeting on Wednesday the 12th at 11 a.m. in the CSU Extension office in the courthouse basement. DCDC is the area economic development organization working with government agencies, nonprofits, and businesses to help develop a pathway towards a better economic future for Dove Creek and Dolores County. They operate the business park and coordinate workshops and resources for businesses and those looking to develop a business, along with a micro loan program. For more information, visit them on Facebook. And Saturday, September 15th, Ride the Rock Poker Run will start at 8 a.m. at the Dove Creek Sinclair, where you register for $25 with free coffee and donuts. Make a wonderful scenic ride, picking up poker hands along the way, ending up at the State Line Bar and Grill to find out who the winning hand is. Enjoy a $10 taco bar at the State Line, along with live music from these guys. Proceeds go to supporting Reaching Out to Community and Kids, aka Dove Creek Rock. And looking ahead to September 21st, a marketing workshop called Agriculture Strategies will be hosted by the Southwest Colorado SBDC from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Colorado Welcome Center. Course topics include using simple SEO tactics to increase visibility, learn how to be found on popular search engines, increase your credibility and shorten the sales cycle, how to leverage social media for business growth, learn how to showcase your business, grow a loyal following, and offer top-notch customer service using social media platforms. The speakers are Sean Moriarty and Tyler Rice. It's co-sponsored by Southwest Colorado SBDC, Region 9 Economic Development District, Fort Lewis College, and Animus Marketing. The fee is $10. Payment can be made before the class or by credit card over the phone, 970-247-7009. Arrive a few minutes early. Checks, cash, or credit cards are accepted. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station, 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
And be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.